by some estimates, that mass deportation plan could cost as much as $88 billion a year just to deport 1 million people. Senator, would you approve of a package that big, which would undoubtedly add to the national debt?
I agree with the president where we need to start.
President-elect Trump has said he will move swiftly to implement mass deportations after he takes office.
So President-elect Trump ran on a crackdown, a platform of a crackdown, an incoming crackdown on undocumented immigrants. That vow has left many immigrants frightened and confused. People are expressing their concerns on social media.
Y'all didn't punish Kamala Harris by not voting for her. Y'all punish people like me.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone innocently asking me her passport in case they start doing mass deportations to prove that she's a citizen.
His newly appointed border czar, Tom Homan, said yesterday the Trump administration will prioritize deporting people who are living in the country illegally and pose a threat to public safety. He also says officials will increase workplace raids as a part of a crackdown on labor and sex trafficking. Immigration attorney Jose Osorio believes that Trump's immigration plans will cause mass confusion.
I want your reaction to this clip, Tom. Play cut 369, please.
One who intends to come take away the freedom and opportunity and dignity of Illinoisans, I would remind you that a happy warrior is still a warrior. You come for my people, you come through me.
Game 1 minute, your reaction, Tom.
Game on. We got no problem going through him. I got 20,000 men and women in ICE are going to do their job with no apology. Congress has enacted a law that protects this country. People need to understand. But what if they're not criminal aliens? Look, entering this country illegally is a crime. Every illegal alien in this country committed a crime to get here. So they're all criminals. And look, there's some worse than others. I get that. And even if they're not a criminal alien, when you cross that border and you overwhelm the Border Patrol, just because you're simply illegal alien, not a criminal, when you overrun the Border Patrol, that's when they get busy changing diapers, making baby formula, making hospital runs, making transportation runs. That's when the fentanyl comes across to kill 250,000 people. That's when you got 600% increase in sex trafficking. That's when you have a record number of terrorists crossing the border and people on terrorist watch lists. Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. We're going to enforce a law without apologies. And the day Donald Trump takes that oath, we're in a go mode. And if any government wants to stand in the way, go ahead and do it. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to be intimidated. The men and women of ICE ain't going to be intimidated. We're going to do our job the way President Trump has committed to the American people. We have a mandate, and we're going to do it.
I mean, that's why I worked as hard as I did on the election, everybody.
2025 is going to be the year of the deportation. Illegals will be getting sent home, and if D.C. bureaucrats have a problem with that, they'll be sent home too. Tom Homan, Trump's new border czar, says if you broke into the country, start packing your bags.
Now, I'm going to say, if you're in the country illegally, you shouldn't feel comfortable. Absolutely not. I won't feel comfortable if I'm in the country illegally. If I'm in some other country illegally, I'm not going to be comfortable. You shouldn't be comfortable either, because when you enter this country illegally, you have committed a crime. You are a criminal, and you're not off the table.
Before your liberal friends start crying their eyeballs out about mass deportations, tell them it's tradition, and we've been doing it for decades. Clinton deported almost 1 million. Bush deported 2 million. Obama deported 3 million. That sounds like mass deportations to me. Trump's border czar used to work for Barack, and Barack gave Homan an award for breaking deportation records, and the media celebrated him for it. Thomas Homan deports people, and he's really good at it. That was the Washington Post. And they told their readers Homan looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. Homan's a plain-spoken former patrolman from far upstate New York with a strawberry blonde crew cut and baby blue eyes. But now that Homan's deporting on Trump's orders, not Obama's, it's bad. Democrats are coming up with plans to sabotage the deal. One congressman told Axios, we as Democrats have to roll up our sleeves and get into defense and protection mode. And House Democrats are pressuring Biden to fast-track citizenship paperwork before Trump takes over. This is why Trump also wants to start deporting people out of D.C. If you're a Washington bureaucrat, might be time to start polishing up the old resume. Trump's promising to make some major cuts. A government worker at the Energy Department told CNN, I would say there's a general feeling of dread among everyone. They have Good reason to feel dread. Trump's going to trim the fat on day one. RFK already has his eyes on slashing 600 jobs at the NIH, same agency that botched COVID. FBI Director Chris Wray, also on the chopping block. He's the guy that raided Trump's home and told Congress Trump wasn't hit by a bullet in Butler. He knows his days are numbered. And as we mentioned at the top, Elon Musk and Vivek are teaming up to slash $2 trillion from the budget. And they can't start soon enough. When I was in D.C. just a couple weeks ago, they told me government workers are still working remotely. COVID's been over for 3 years, and Washington bureaucrats aren't coming into the office. The Trump team's looking to change the rules so he can immediately fire thousands of government workers for cause, like being lazy or blocking his agenda or leaking. The careerists in Washington think they run the place. Presidents come and go, but they're there for life, pushing their own agenda, regardless of what the people voted for. That's about to change, we hope. Kamala's no longer border czar. Former ICE Director Tom Homan has been put in charge of mass deportations, and Tom's not messing around.
I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
If sanctuary cities don't want to help, then get the hell out of the way because we're coming.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Yes!
I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now. I got another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done. President Trump is going to end the Biden-Harris open border madness. We will stop the drugs and the crime from pouring into your neighborhood. President Trump has proven to the American people that he's a warrior, and he's going to make America safe again, and you can take that to the bank.
Holman, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
It gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from
Holman,
his family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.